I've been around the world, seen a lot of things as the earth has twirled. Been amazed and excited, collecting the clues when I was running, trying to fill my own shoes. And now I'm right here, and everything's good, and all the little pieces fit just like they all should. Yeah, life's been going fine, I'd even say it was good today. I wouldn't change a thing if I could. Hey, 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 I'm going up, straight up to the top, walking out, hold my head up high. Hey, 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 moving on to a brand new place, and now it's here in the blink of an eye. Hey, 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 you can't stop me now, moving fast, going everywhere I wanted to be. Hey, 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 and now I'm here today, was made for me. Yeah, I was born to be free. Hey, 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 I'm moving up, straight up to the top, walking out, hold my head up high. Hey, 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 moving on to a brand new place, and now it's here in
During my long travel, I have done a lot of countries in Africa. Today, I'll be describing a small, beautiful city called Livingstone, which is located in southern province of Zambia. It is a small city that used to be the provincial capital in 2012, and it lies 10 kilometers north of Zambezi River. Of course, it has gained popularity as a tourism center because of the famous Victoria Falls, and also because of the rail and road connections between Zimbabwe and Zambia that go through this. It was logically a British colony and was named after a Scottish explorer, David Livingstone. Now, I have been to this beautiful city twice in my life. On the first occasion was almost a decade ago, and the second time it was for teaching come pleasure to see the great Victoria Falls and to teach the young doctors in Livingstone. Now, in this short documentary, I am not really going to talk about the great Victoria Falls, which I have already done in an earlier video. Now, this little town, as I've told you, is becoming popular because of Victoria Falls, and I would just be describing Livingstone as a city. As far as my first visit is concerned, it was 2009, April, and my second was in September of 2017. The first one was purely to experience and admire the great Victoria Falls, and the second one had two captions. It had two reasons to be here, both teaching, as I'm a professor of neurology, and also for tourism. Luckily, I have a friend who stays in Livingstone who was very helpful and entertained me for almost like 3 days. On my first visit, I had realized that clinical and academic neurology was either missing or non-existent in Zambia as a whole. So, what I did was I embarked on a teaching program. Teaching has continued since, and in the span of 8 years, from my first to the last visit, I have almost visited Zambia 4 to 5 times. Now, during my 4-day stay, the recent trip in Livingstone, I was able to take an ultra flight over the falls. This exhilarating flight offered breathtaking views of the Great Victoria Falls and the spectacular gorge that the Zambezi River has carved into the surrounding landscape over many, many thousands of years. Now, this is an experience never to be missed. You may even feel, as it is said, you have been kissed by an angel as you fly through the smoke of the falls. Talking about the views, my God, they are stunning and panoramic, focusing clearly on both the Zambian and the Zimbabwe side of the falls with the high-resolution wing-mounted cameras. The pictures were crystal clear, outlining the bridge very clearly which connects Zambia to Zimbabwe. Now, coming to the purpose of posting this particular video is to send a message to all the young travelers who are venturing to travel into Africa. This particular site is a must-see site, symbolizing one of the greatest spectacles on the African continent. Let me add, the ultralight flight may be slightly more expensive, but I must tell you, it's worth the cost because you not only get great views of the fall, you can carry back with you great photos and video which will always come in handy. Of course, you need to pay for these, but since they are simply staggering, they are worth all that money that you pay them for. Now, the ultralight flight is managed by a company called Batoka Sky. It is based in Livingstone, and the flying was a very magnificent experience. And while you are flying over the busy river which has gone into the surrounding landscape for many thousands of years. Now, coming to the flights, there are two types of flights. One is a 15-minute flight and the other is 30-minute flight. As far as the flight is concerned, the takeoff was smooth. As you can see, the pilot was experienced and was able to guide me as we went along, providing information of the falls, the surroundings, the wildlife with dimensions and complete description. It was fantastic. For those who plan to visit the Victoria Falls, I would advise them that there is no better way of viewing the fall other than flying either by a microlight or an ultralight. During my stay, I was lucky to spend an evening with dinner and photo and video sessions capturing the stunning sunset at a hotel called Center Terrace for Royal Livingstone. The grand Zambezi River and the smoke, or the mist as we call that, over the fall was also visible and was a great extravaganza reflecting the greatness of God, though this great fall and a memory for a lifetime. If you have enjoyed this great spectacle, kindly subscribe to our channel